Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We have a great new episode coming up. Top of the house stuff. We still have the merch t-shirts for sale if you're interested. Our guest is Jason. He's an esteemed author, director, and animal photojournalist who has traveled the globe capturing essence of diverse individuals and their exotic wildlife companions. His acclaimed documentary film series, Searching for Sasquatch, is available for streaming worldwide on platforms such as Tubi, Amazon Video Prime, and Flex TV. Since 2019, Jason has dedicated himself to unraveling the enigma lore of Bigfoot and other cryptids. Armed solely with just a camera and a flashlight, he plunges fearlessly into the darkness of the forests, resolved in his quest to solve the mystery of Bigfoot. Let's welcome him to the show.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. How you doing?
doing pretty good. How's your day going?
I'm pretty good. Let's turn this down a bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Good. Just been chilling, you know.
Yeah, same here. Lazy Saturday. Well, welcome to the podcast. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, I can do that. My name is Jason Kenzie, and for the last 25 years, I've been an animal photojournalist. So I used to travel the world, meeting people that live with pets and exotic animals such as wolves and tigers and alligators, lions, monkeys, kangaroos, and everything in between.
Hmm.
And that's what I did for a long time. And 2019 came around and the world was shut down. And that's when I turned into searching for Sasquatch and looking into the lore. And that is me in a nutshell.
Sounds like a interesting life so far. I'd love to go out and look. I'm in Arizona. We have a few areas where there've been sightings, but getting the funds to go out there has been a bit of a
Yeah.
challenge.
So in Arizona, whereabouts in Arizona are you?
Um, it would be up kind of in the mountains by like Flagstaff.
Okay. Okay. I know not far from there, New Mexico. They have like the flying dinosaurs out there, the parasauruses and the pterodactyls that people say they see. And I'm planning to do a little trip out there to do an expedition into the mountains to see if I can find any evidence of those creatures.
That'd be interesting. I listened to a few different podcasts. One of them recently was talking about dinosaurs in modern day. There've been a few up by the what was it, the Four Corners? But that's Navajo land, so that might be a challenge to go up on in Arizona. But some of those stories
Yeah,
are interesting.
it's better if you know someone out there that
Hmm.
can actually take you out there. So do you go out a lot yourself?
I've been to a few places. Like I heard stories of dogmen in the what was it this Sierra Estrella Mountains up by Phoenix. I've gone
Oh yeah.
hiking up there a couple times. It's pretty nice and pretty. The
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that it's one of those areas that it's pretty strange, not just with like sightings. Like that's an area the Phoenix Lights flew over. There's a bunch of I can't say it, a lot of hieroglyphs like natives. I think there's a like a hidden treasure gold up there too. Somebody buried some
Oh,
gold.
that's cool.
Lots of
So
fun
I'm
stuff.
actually working right now on a Dogman documentary as we speak.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm working on
So
that right now. It's going to be another month before I'm finished editing it. But that's going to be it's a pretty exciting one. There was some kind of crazy stuff that happened in the forest. I I was in northern Michigan, and I, one of the guys I was interviewing, an eyewitness, he has some big property, and he said, "Look, there's lots of howls, lots of creepy stuff that go on back there, wood knocks." And he said he found this like a nest. So I said, "Well, do you want to take us out there? I would love to go up there." So he took us out there, and we hiked for about 2 hours, and we found like there was this huge nest, this massive nest. It looked like a bird nest, just massive, about
Mhm.
8 feet in diameter, and it was about 2.5, maybe 3 feet high. And all the sticks were woven, and all the sticks were bent too. Like I'm getting to believe that these either Bigfoot creatures can manipulate these sticks, be able to mold them, and so yeah, it was that's a lot of fun to find that, and it's an urban legend in the Bigfoot world, about the nest, because there's only a handful of people who have found nests,
Mhm. I hear,
and you always wonder if it's real or not.
yeah, I hear that with like the Ohio grassman that with the tall grass they interweave that and stuff too, and you can walk right past it without noticing, but once you get in
Yeah,
there, it's like a whole like room sized.
yeah, I've found some interesting tree structures when I was out in Ohio doing a documentary on the Ohio grassman, and actually captured eyes watching us from the darkness. So that was a lot of fun too. That one is Searching for Sasquatch 8, the Ohio Grassman. I don't know. Have you seen many of my documentaries?
I think I started a little bit of the first one, but I haven't got too into it. Um,
What? What? You
I
should
have
hang
a
up. You
newborn
should
at
go
home and
watch
that,
them all.
huh?
I said, we'll hang up, watch them all, and then come back.
I'd love to have you back on. Maybe I'll come up with some more qu questions for you. But yeah, I have a newborn at home and then work. I don't have a lot of free time these days.
Yeah, newborns are a lot of work for
Hmm.
sure. You know, yeah, I mean, you could take them out searching for Sasquatch, but
Oh, I don't know if
the
my
the
wife will let me.
crying might actually attract them.
I have heard that, like I said, with the podcast I listen to, that they seem to, at least the females, seem to enjoy watching kids play.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just fun for them and entertaining, like we watch dogs or whatnot play around.
So, what got you interested in these cryptids?
Well, there was a show on Disney Channel called So Weird, where like every episode it was like a different topic. One of them was Bigfoot. There was like ghosts, aliens, premonitions. So ever since then, I was pretty much interested in it. And then getting older, when like YouTube came around, I just remember like searching, monster sightings, Bigfoot sightings. And then in the last maybe decade or so, I started listening to people's stories online, like on YouTube. Most of them probably may not be real, but I just find it interesting to listen to. And then I got into the podcasting too in about 2020.
So,
Uh,
have you had an experience with one of these creatures?
no, I have not. I'm more in the desert area of
Yeah,
Arizona,
yeah.
so there haven't been two
So,
sightings down this way.
more or less, you would have to make a documentary called, "Searching for Sassman," right?
Yeah, it's something
The
like that. I wouldn't
Sandman
want
will
to
come in.
step on any toes and borrow headlines, but yeah, I would love to do my own documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean,
Hmm.
it's a lot of fun. All you need is the camera and a Bigfoot.
I have a friend.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a friend that's down to go with us. I did a trip up to Joshua Tree because there's some stories out there, and I hit a dead zone and kind of scared my wife, so she won't let me go alone anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went no contact for a few hours overnight and scared her. She got worried.
Oh, yeah.
She said she was pretty close to calling was it the Rangers and have them go search for me, but I was able to get in contact. I had to, drive to an area where I
Can you
got signal.
imagine? Can you imagine how that conversation would go? Yes, my husband. I haven't talked to him for 4 hours. Yes, he's off searching for Bigfoot. Hello? Hello?
Well, she did actually talk to him, but they said call back in the morning if she had it heard, and she was
Oh, yeah.
she was telling me that their reaction to her telling them that I went by myself, they were like, "What? He went by himself?" Like they couldn't believe somebody would go because there's a lot of people go missing up there, just like
Yeah.
in most national forests.
Yeah. Well, so did you actually walk around, or did you just sit in your car?
Uh, no, because I only end up only doing the one night. Um,
But you were camping.
yeah, I did camp. I didn't do too much like walking around at night. But yeah, I went camped. It was nice. I'd love to do it again. Maybe for a bit longer over a period. I didn't see or hear anything out there. I did have a dream about a dogman walking by the car, but that was about it.
Cool.
Mm.
Cool. So out of all the cryptids, what is the one that's the most fascinating to you?
Probably Bigfoot. Second would be werewolves or dogmen now. I don't know why. I've just always been fascinated with like werewolves.
Yeah,
They're probably like my most favorite like creature feature for horror films.
it's probably because you look kind of half werewolf because
Oh,
the
the
beard is so
beard.
thick.
Well, I was in the mountains. I don't know. I have it on my phone. I didn't set it up for the call, but I did see a big
Yeah.
print. But the guy that told me there was sightings up there, he was another guy that's in one of like the Bigfoot Dogmen Facebook groups I follow. He said that
Yeah.
it's most likely just a big coyote, but if it was, Dogman related, it'd
Oh
be
yeah.
like a small juvenile. I'll see about sending
Well,
it to you
yeah.
when we're
Oh no,
done.
yeah, please do. There's lots of stories about these big dogman creatures. They're supposed to be bigger than Bigfoot and look, with a head of a wolf and stuff. It's a good thing that it wasn't mixed with a chihuahua. It'd be like, oh my God, here it comes. Oh my God. Look at that little thing. Oh, little anchor biker,
I,
just comes over, takes a nip out of your ankle.
I did send the pictures to you through Facebook if you have your phone on you. But he did also, maybe not him, but I have heard stories too by like Buckeye of the Coyote Man, which is a Dogman variant. It just looks more coyote, kind of smaller. But they have was it the Stardust Ranch out there too that has a lot of paranormal aliens and
Yeah.
dogmen, big wolf type things out there in Buckeye.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. So since I've been doing my documentaries, I'm up to 15 right now. Number 15 is going to launch very soon. It's in the mountains of Oregon. And right now I'm working on number 16, which is The Dog Man Cometh and The Mysterious Bigfoot Nest. So that one. But yeah, I will have about 16 searching for Sasquatch documentaries within the next uh, 4 months. Uh, so people can find all my documentaries on Tubi TV or on Plex. Do you know Plex? Plex TV is another streaming platform.
Yeah, I
They
haven't
can
used
also
it. Tubi
find,
I use, but I don't use Flex at the moment.
yeah, you can find them on Amazon,
Hmm.
also Amazon Video. There's a few more. There's about 9 or 10 streaming platforms all over the world. My documentaries are seen in over, I think it was like 42 countries.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of followings in England. I'm going to be going to England this summer. I'm going to be speaking at Paracon, which I'm very excited about. So if anyone in England is watching this right now, please come see me in Paracon. I'm going to be speaking at Sasquatch Summerfest in July. That's in Oregon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be filming a Bigfoot wedding, not an actual Bigfoot wedding
But a
because I'm
Bigfoot
only
themed.
5'6". Yeah, I'm 5'6", so a Bigfoot wedding would be like, okay, excuse me, I can see up your nose. Can Mr. Bigfoot, can you bend down? Yeah, look down. Okay, that's good. Good shots. Good shots. Okay, yeah, your wife is even bigger than you. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't work. So it's these people, Ron and his wife. They're gonna get married. It's gonna be themed, Bigfoot themed. Some of them are gonna be dressed as different monsters,
That'd be interesting.
right? Yeah, yeah. The scariest one will be the camera guy that's dressed like Indiana Jones with blonde hair. Yeah, terrible. That terrifying.
Yeah, I would love to go to like the Bigfoot conferences. It's just again the travel, trying to get the time off. Uh,
You should go. They're so much fun. The people that go to these conferences, they're so nice and so fun. and like super nice. I
Hmm.
guarantee if you went to a Bigfoot conference, you would walk away with friends that you will have for the rest of your life. I can
Yeah.
almost guarantee it because the people that go there are as crazy as me. And that's crazy. That's a nut job, like completely.
Yeah, because I would love to.
I have friends. That's one of the biggest
Mhm.
things that I've away with doing my Bigfoot expeditions is the friendships that I've made along the way. I have friends that I've made that I will probably have for the rest of my life, which may not be very long if I get, attacked and eaten by Bigfoot.
Or Dogman.
Oh, a dog man, yes.
People go back. I hear people go back and forth about are they gentle giants or are they vicious creatures. I guess it just depends on the one you run into. And that the area, like I heard, the Pacific Northwest is very abundant with like food and stuff, so they're not as hostile compared to other places. Like the big one would be Potluck, Alaska. That's a big story of people going missing up there.
Yeah. Yeah, but that theory almost doesn't pan out because there is more food in Alaska than in Pacific Northwest.
Possibly, they say it could be a bit
Like
more
there's more
scales,
deer, there's
so they're
more
more
bear, there's
territorial. That's why they're a bit
moose.
more aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm planning a trip out there to probably to, I want to go into the forest.
Yeah,
I don't want to just stay on the beach. I want to actually go on an expedition into the forest. And I mean 2, 3 miles in, just so I, camp out there and see what happens. And it was nice knowing you.
yeah. If you have any extra room, maybe that one. Alaska's pretty far. But yeah, I'd love to find people that go out so I can tag along, try to film, have an
Well,
experience.
are you a slow runner? Because I'll take you if you are.
I'm a little on the chubby side right now, but I'll slim down.
More meat for the Bigfoots. I'm gonna be like, take him. He's much bigger than me. I'm 5'6".
Yeah, I'm 5'10", so yeah, I'm a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you're closer to their height.
Mhm.
I mean, I look at their kneecaps, probably. What do you think about people who say that they see Bigfoots that are 20 feet tall?
I think that's interesting because that's pretty massive. Like the graph I showed you, maybe I'll try and add that in for the people. Compared to a 6 foot human, it's massive. I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
run into that, but some people's theories are that those are essentially like the mountain kings, the
yeah,
ones that kind of rule over the other ones, keep them in line. They're the ones you
yeah.
don't want to piss off because they'll come after you.
Well, ironically, all those 20-foot Bigfoots, they all come with these really cute blonde women, and they all like to climb up tall buildings. So,
Yeah. What do you think about like the color variations in them? Because you brought up blondes, and that reminded me of one episode I saw listened to recently about the white Bigfoots. Some people think maybe they're just blonde, but they look white.
well, I've interviewed a lady who said that she actually saw a white Bigfoot. And so, if you think about animals, like true, real animals in the wild, there in every species of animals, there's always ones that are born white, right?
Hmm.
There's albino, right? So I believe that it, these Bigfoots, they probably have the same thing. They have white albino Bigfoots, right? I mean, I don't think there's a whole species of white Bigfoots out there, like a whole clan of them.
Hmm.
I mean, if that's the case, they'd be called polar bears, right?
Yeah, I believe some people say like the Yeti, that one was a brown one, even though a lot of people portray it as white. But yeah,
Yeah, and
albinoism was one explanation they talked about. I forget the other one, which is similar. It's just not as rare. You have the white. but you also can have the patterns like in birds and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about the Yeti. The Yeti isn't white. Like the Yeti is not a white Bigfoot.
mhm,
The reason why people believe it's white is because it's found in the Himalayas, which most of the time it's covered in snow. Not saying that people haven't seen a white Yeti, but like I said, it could be albino. The reason why a lot of people think it's white is, believe it or not, do you remember the Christmas cartoons animation of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
mhm. Yeah, there's
right?
that one. I was thinking,
When he gets where he gets, he has a Yeti or a white Bigfoot that helps him, carry on. That is one of the biggest reasons why it got ingrained in us as the Yeti being white. It's because of that animation. It's because whoever the producers was, I don't even think it was Disney that did the white Yeti, right?
mhm.
It's it's like Coca-Cola is the reason why we have Santa Claus looking the way that he does.
Yeah, that and like
Because
Monsters Inc. I think they had the White Yeti, Ballman
yeah,
the Snowman
exactly.
too.
Right. So, unless you're being chased by an animated, Yeti put on by Disney, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some people say, like I said, the albinism, maybe it could be an old age thing, or maybe like a mature alpha kind of thing, like silverbacks. They don't get the white patches until they become like the alphas of the group. It could be a lot of
Yeah.
different reasons.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Um, did you know that I also published a comic book?
You did?
I published a comic book. It's a graphic novel called Searching for Sasquatch and a Hidden Treasure of Bigfoot Valley.
Oh, nice.
And it's about an elite group of Bigfoot researchers that go into the forest searching for a dog that was taken by a Bigfoot. And while they're out there searching the forest and mountains, they pass through a portal and they go in this new world where there's flying dinosaurs, there's plants that can eat you, and they find this treasure of jewels and gold and emeralds. And so the leader of the research group, he may or may not be me, just to let you know, gets greedy and wants all the gold, right? Because along the adventure, they get attacked by Bigfoot creatures and they jump into a, a waterfall, like a at the bottom of a waterfall. They dive in and he loses his camera gear. And he's upset, so he needs to buy new camera gear. So he needs all the gold he can get, and the Bigfoot creatures want to stop them from taking the gold. So it's a just to let everyone know who does watch this that no one dies and there's no blood, and you know it's made for not just children, but it's made for adults too. Because I was a big comic book guy, and I'm kind of a Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones and Hobbit and Dungeons and Dragons kind of geek.
Mhm.
So I kind of wanted the comic book to have that kind of adventure feel, and when I was writing it, I wanted it to have. I was thinking of older people as well, enjoying the comic book
Yeah,
too.
that's definitely
So
put that on the list to
yeah,
check out.
yeah, you need to go and buy like 50 of them, just because.
Yeah.
I'll sign them all just for you.
Okay. Uh,
I'll even sign them with my eyes closed.
well, I know you said it was in the comic books, but you said jumping through portals. Where do you stand on, do you think Bigfoot's like biological, or do you think there's more like woo-woo-ness to them that some people say?
Well, as it stands right now, I have not seen any evidence of portals. I have interviewed quite a few people who have literally said they've seen these creatures come through the portals and then come into our world and then go back out.
Hmm.
Uh, I have seen the orbs and the colored lights, like the weird lights in the forest. And, to the point where the lights are moving.
Mhm.
And you think it could be someone with a flashlight, except for the fact that there's literally no sound. Like I'm walking and I sound like an elephant walking through the forest because it's just crunch, 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 crunch. And then whoever's walking in the forest or whoever the light belongs to, it's whatever it is, they're either tiptoeing like Shaggy off Scooby Doo, you
Mhm.
know, or they're just incredible. They're ninjas. There is ninjas in the forest with balls of light screwing around Jason Kenzie,
Yeah.
for all we know.
Yeah, I have heard people say that maybe there's certain entities out there wearing the Bigfoot mask, like the Fae and all that kind of things that might explain some of what people are seeing. I do find it interesting, a lot of the stories of them, disappearing behind trees or just straight up like disappearing right in front of people.
Yeah. What do you think of some of the Bigfoots that people think is a mask?
Well, like I said, the Fae may pick up on your thoughts or your intentions. If you're out there thinking about seeing a Bigfoot, maybe they might appear to you as a Bigfoot, and that could explain things. But there's the other idea of like the whole like Nephilim um
Yeah.
idea that could explain some of it if they do still have some of that Watcher DNA in them. Maybe they could do things that we just don't understand. Like going through portals, disappearing, the mind speak people talk about.
If a portal opened up right now in front of you while you're in the forest, what would you do? Would you jump through it?
That's a tough one because I know part of me would want to, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to just disappear completely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would suck. You pass through it, and it turns out you're hovering over the Grand Canyon,
There's that,
and
and
that would really suck.
historically, not just with the Fae, but like different realms with like stories of gods and stuff. There's a lot of what is it, time manipulation that you could be over there for a few minutes, come back, and it's like 30 years, 40 years. So even
Yeah,
if you
that would.
can come back, it's not like
Yeah,
you'd come back to the same time you left.
yeah, and that would suck, right?
Hmm.
You leave when you're, I leave when I'm 30, and I come back when I'm 31. I mean, that would suck.
Hmm.
Like really. I'm like,
Yeah, I'd like to think, hopefully I'd have the foresight to at least bust out a camera and take a picture. Um, there is a lady, she does was it the Cryptid Huntress podcast? Jessica.
yes. In fact, she's the one I interviewed on uh the white Bigfoot.
Oh, nice. I know she does
Yeah,
a
so you
group and
can.
she went out to an area and saw a portal open up in front of
Yeah,
them.
I've been meaning to meet up with her and to go out on an expedition with her. In fact, you can see that interview
Hmm.
in Searching for Sasquatch 3.
Three. Okay, I'll definitely check that
Yeah,
one out.
yeah, you'll like that one. You'll like the Minnesota Roars, which is Searching for Sasquatch 10, where where I have audio of something that roared almost like, I don't know, it's like it was so loud, and it was like a dinosaur or
Mhm.
some or and then you might like that one. That's in Minnesota, hence the word Minnesota roars.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
places I love to go visit. It's just the traveling, but yeah, that's something I hear too about the infrasound. Basically you hear the roar and it's like you can feel it in your chest to where you're like kind of
yeah,
paralyzed.
yeah. No, I've had it happen a couple times. First, one of the first times I've ever experienced it was I was sitting in a hammock tent that was tied uh, under these two trees, literally underneath this giant tree X that we had found in the forest in the UP of Michigan. And these trees were about 30 feet tall and they were crossed. And one looked like it was pushed over. The other one looked like, because the one that looked like it was pushed over had roots. could see where it was
Ripped out of the
either it
ground.
fell. Yeah, and then the other one looked like it was picked up somewhere else and carried and placed down. And then there was another log on top. And so I decided I was going to spend the night there in a hammock tent. And for anyone that doesn't know what a hammock tent is, it's basically a hammock with a tent.
Yeah,
And
covering.
so I'm sleeping in there, and in the middle of the night, something walked up. Like I was awoken with like a crack in the forest. I'm like, what the? And basically the tent part is a mosquito net that goes over top.
Mhm.
And I could hear, like as it was walking towards me, I could feel the vibration on every step with the rope that was holding. So I'm kind of freaking out inside, like, oh my gosh, I'm already rolled up as a, as
Midnight
a
snack.
tortilla. Yeah, and it stopped literally in front of me. Like it stopped right next to me, and it grunted in my ear. It was like, and I could feel that vibration through me. And I started shaking uncontrollable because I'm like, what the heck? Is this a bear? Is it a pit wall pig? Is it, a chipmunk? I mean, who knows?
Mhm.
Big chipmunks out there. And it turned and it started walking away. I was shaking uncontrollably to the point where I'm trying to stop myself, and it was hurting. It hurt me inside because have you ever got like you start shaking so much that when you try and stop, it's just painful? That's what it was like. As it walked away, I could still feel the vibration as it walked away. And I tried to look to see if I could see, but I was like, it's so funny because I'm trying to be really still, and I was like kind of holding my breath, thinking, okay, it won't know I'm in here. Like the stupidest thing, right? Like obviously it knows I'm there,
Yeah.
right? Because that's why it's there. And yeah, it was it was pretty scary to be able to experience that. But that is in Searching for Sasquatch 4. And so if anybody wants to check out my Searching for Sasquatch documentaries, don't run for the hills.
Yeah. Probably trying to check out more of it later tonight if I can get a chance because it sounds interesting, your experiences. I have heard that with camping stories that they might see maybe kind of like infraredish, so they can actually see inside the tent unless you have like certain tops on top. So they definitely know
Really?
you're there.
Well, I never thought of that. I mean, heck, I was sleeping in my underwear. No wonder why I freaking walked away. I must have scared the hell out of it.
Yeah. They bring that up too, like the
It was even Sasquatch underwear too. So who knew?
probably saw him and thought he's a friend.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
fan.
like,
But yeah, they with the infrared sight, they bring that up too with like trail cameras. Maybe they can see like the beams. So that's how they know how to avoid them so they don't get caught.
it's a it's a big possibility.
Mhm.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I've had some experiences with the trail cams I've used literally distorting on the actual video clip I was hoping to look at. Every other video clip worked before it and after it. But the one video clip that I wanted to look at, that I wanted to see if it was a chipmunk that took the lollipop, that one was completely distorted, corrupted. It did not work at all. And I tried so hard to try and put it in different um, programs to try and fix it. Nope. But all the video clips before and all the video clips after worked perfect, except for that one. So who knows, right? Who
Yeah, because
knows if
something like that you can't really explain. Why that one messed up. That's why people say maybe there's something extra about them. The woo woo kind of things.
yeah, the woo woo stuff, right?
Hmm.
And I mean, who wants to be a woo woo, right? I don't even want to say the word woo woo. It's
And that's just,
woo
I
woo.
say it because that's what other people use, but there's something kind of mystical, magical about them, or
Yeah.
supernatural.
We should change that name.
Probably.
like to go-go or something. Like, oh my God. I mean, those go-go. I mean, the go-go is just go-go. It's really weird.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. What other experiences do you have? Not to, spoil any other documentaries you've done.
Okay, so well, found the nest. I do have a video in the documentary where I came walking up on something that was definitely go-go. Oh, no, sorry, forget that joke. But anyway, I walked on it, and it was behind this bush. And when I came around the first set of bushes, it was standing about 7 feet. I mean, I don't know exactly how tall it really was because I didn't have measuring tape, and I tried to get the stop. I'm like, "Excuse me, can I measure you before I?" And it drops to the ground, goes behind these bushes, and it just stared at me. And I'm like, have my video camera, and I'm videotaping this. I'm shaking. I'm trying to hold it steady, but all I'm thinking is, wow, if this is a young Bigfoot, um, the parents were going to come up behind me and just hit me on the top of the head. That's what I thought in my head. And so I have that. And that one is in number 6,
Number 6. Yeah.
Searching for Sasquatch. They Lurk in the Darkness, number 6. And that one is a pretty cool documentary. Lots of adventure. I love, filming more adventure than I do with, I do like to interview people and hear their stories, but I really like the adventure into the forests. That's why when you see my documentaries, you'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, it's nice going out in nature. Like I said, some of the hikes I've done, it's pretty nice just to see, the beauty of nature and all that. But yeah, I know you said a bit of a joke, but I've heard that, some hunters, when looking through the scopes, they might see something that's Bigfoot-esque, and then
Yeah.
they choose not to shoot, and then they turn around and there's something behind them. Like, if you had taken that shot, you wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I just talked to a guy who said he was in a ghillie suit. He was lying there. I think he was pheasant hunting,
Hmm.
pheasant or coyote or doing some kind of hunting. And he said this dogman creature came walking out from nowhere and walked up about 20 feet from him. And he didn't shoot it because, well, A, he was terrified. And it started smelling the air. And so, yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, you know, I do believe that when you hear about, like I always hear hunters talk about how some of their hunter friends have gone missing, or you hear stories of hunters who go missing
Hmm.
and are never found, or if they are found, they're ripped apart. Then you talk to hunters who say they've been sitting there and they see like a Bigfoot creature or a Bigfoot family, and people go, "Why didn't you take the shot?" And they go, "Well, it just looked too human.
Yeah,
I just didn't feel like I wanted to shoot it." Well, I believe that my theory is that the hunters that go missing or never found, or when they are found, they're dead and ripped apart. I believe that those are the hunters that took a shot. That's what I think. I
definitely.
think I think they either took the shot, they either missed, pissed off the Bigfoot, and it turned and attacked them, or it shot the Bigfoot, either wounding it and it attacked them, or it killed the Bigfoot, and then the family or the other Bigfoots in the vicinity attacked the hunter, like one or the other, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
anyway, we just don't know.
they say that with bears, you need a certain caliber to take them down, and I could only imagine something that's, 7, 8 foot tall, few hundred pounds, and you need something with a lot of stopping power. Same,
Yeah,
same with
slingshot
dogmen.
won't make it. Yeah, yeah, slingshots will not do the job
Hmm.
for sure. You know, but who knows? I mean, it's pretty exciting. I have quite a few documentaries I'm going out to be filming this summer. I'm going to be going to Pennsylvania. I'm going to be going back to northern Michigan. I'm going to be going to West Virginia. I'm going to be speaking at the West Virginia Bigfoot Festival, so that's exciting. I'm going to be doing a documentary on the Mothman, so that's going to be fun.
Mhm.
I want to do a documentary on the Jersey Devil, which which will be a lot of fun to do too. You know, my luck, I'll be eaten by this little tiny dragon. So, you know, who knows, right?
Yeah. What do you think the Jersey Devil is? Do you believe it's like the law, or is it some other creature?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it could have some kind of paranormal aspect to it, right? It could, I don't know, it could possibly be paranormal, right? I mean, who knows? Like, really, like who, unless we actually catch one, which I doubt it. I doubt we'll catch one, to be honest, right? If anything, we'll be lucky if we actually get to, you know, see one on, um, be lucky if we actually get to see one on, you know, the on video. So,
Yeah. Another podcast I listen to is the Cryptids of the Corn. They're from Ohio too. That's something that they brought up. If you do, manage to shoot one or find a body, you gotta cut it up because once it gets out there, people might show up on your door and take them all.
yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if you do happen to shoot one, which I don't want people to shoot one, to be honest, like, you know, just, you know, if you can get a video of it, that's that's the way to do it, right?
Hmm.
I don't really want people to go and, you know, go out there and kill one. I mean, if it turns out to be part human, part gorilla, right, or primate, you know, you might be charged with murder, maybe.
That was one story I heard of the guy shooting one pretty close to point blank with a shotgun, and then he called the Rangers, and they were saying that yeah, he was probably gonna go to jail for shooting an endangered animal.
See, and that's the thing, right? I mean, what that's kind of what you have to yeah, that's basically what you have. If you shoot one, is it is that are you planning to go to jail? Is that the risk you want to take, right?
That and like
Mm,
we just said, if you miss, you better run fast.
exactly. Or, you know, or at least you know, have someone that runs slower than you,
Hmm.
right? Either or. So like Alex, right? Because you're with me.
Yeah. Let me see. Um, um, yeah. Talking about things dropping down. That's something else I heard to explain why they disappear so fast. Maybe they're smart enough to know if you drop down low to the ground, it's easier to escape because people will still be looking, several feet up, and you can just
Yeah.
kind of slink away. I know, was it the,
Well, good chance that may not happen, right? I mean, you never know. You might actually see, like they might already know you're there, right?
yeah.
Right. So that may not work.
Well, I was talking about like the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot, they drop down to try and escape.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, I've seen what could possibly be a spider crawl
Yeah.
that happened to me back in the early years of my Bigfoot
Hmm.
research.
I know, what's his name? Wes Gomer from the Sasquatch Chronicles. I think he had an experience like that when they dropped down and
Yeah,
did a spider crawl away.
yeah, and that would be that would be terrifying, especially if it's you can see it, you know, in the light, right?
Yeah, just watching, there's all the videos of people doing pranks like that, dropping down and crawling at them. And that's freaky enough. I can only imagine something that's 7 feet tall or plus
Can
doing the same
you
thing.
imagine? Like imagine if that happened in front of you, right? I mean, that would be terrifying, you know. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I just had some complications with the. So, what's the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, well, the only real experience I have, I was kind of camping out. Not really camping, but I had parked on the side of the road by the Stardust Ranch. And it was pitch black. And standing there, I could have swore I heard like the crunch of the gravel. But when I looked all around my car, I didn't see anything. So I don't know what that was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think it was? Do you think it was? Do you think it was paranormal in some way? Right?
Uh, Possibly, because like I said, there was nobody around me. It was pitch black, so it was hard to really see anything. There was no lights out there. But it was just the one sound. Like it took one step, realized it made noise, and like disappeared. You know.
Like I've produced also uh, three paranormal documentaries too, called Paranormal Adventures, which you can also find on Tubi also, where I've gone and I've interviewed, people who have had ghostly encounters. And then we go and we explore like haunted locations and stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of fun for sure.
I know there's up by it's in Jerome near Sedona, which is another high strange area. They have a haunted hotel that I've been wanting to go up there too, stay the night and walk
Oh yeah.
around and see what you can see.
And are you hoping to see a ghost? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you'd run for your life if you saw a ghost.
it
I know I would.
it depends. If it's like running at me, I'd probably run. But yeah, I wouldn't mind catching something to show that the story's all at least kind of true.
Yeah. If a ghost ran at me, I'd probably just go, okay. And as it passes through me, I'd try and clock it.
I have
When I fight, I'm usually like do a lot of slapping and stuff. Just,
yeah.
yeah, there we go. That was my fighting style.
I had heard
So
people in the different podcasts kind of make that joke that if something charges you, charge it, maybe it might stun them for a second. Be like, whoa, that's not what they usually do.
yeah, yeah, I probably just crap myself right then and there. Just kind of, oops, we got to go. No, not because I'm
That's why you wear
scared.
burn
Because
pants when you go out.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, so have you? You need to go out and do some investigations.
That,
Go out and do some filming of your own, even with your your cell phone. Just go out and you know. I think you should. If you wait, so you live in Arizona, right?
yeah.
Is there any Bigfoot conferences or any Bigfoot uh, in Arizona area?
Not that I saw. A friend of mine that wants to go out and looking was saying that there's a big alien festival in Roswell in July we wanted to go do, but then something came up and that he'd be busy that weekend. So that sucks because that would have
Well,
been cool to go hang out.
well, July is coming back, so you can go to that one. Should make a point to
Yeah, because
how far away is that from you?
well, it's in New Mexico. I think I looked it up. It's about a 10-hour drive. It's close enough, but it'd still be a hell of a drive.
Yeah, that'd be a long drive,
hmm
10 hours,
But yeah,
to
they do it
go.
every year, so we can maybe try next year.
Yeah. You go 10 hours and you don't even see an alien. I mean, if you drove 10 hours and guaranteed you'll be able to high five an actual alien, I mean, it'd be worth the drive,
hmm Another
right?
place my friend wants to go would be Rachel, Nevada, up there by Groom Lake, Area 51 and stuff.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Do a lot of people see UFOs out that way?
Um, I don't know how many per year, but it is a big, big tourist trap, because it's the closest town I think to Area 51, so you can camp out. Not
Yeah,
camp out, but go stay at the Alien Inn hotel or and restaurant. Look out that way and see what you could see at night. People do say they
that'd be
see
pretty cool.
lights and stuff in the sky.
I'd like to go and I'd like to go and be dressed as ET. Just walk around everywhere going, oh, oh, like just everywhere.
Elliot.
Elliot, go to hell. Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know. People say that Bigfoot might be, alien or from another world. And like I said, I just don't know. I haven't seen any evidence of Bigfoot being an alien,
Hmm.
right? But I imagine if he does say, go, oh, the infrasound would just go right through you,
Hmm.
probably.
Yeah,
And that glowing light from a Bigfoot's finger would probably light up, you know, 10 miles in a radius because it would be such a big glow. In fact, you know what? That could be the possible orbs I've been seeing.
glowing fingers.
Yeah, just, ET's one glowing finger.
I have heard that with the conspiracies of like was it Project Blue Book or whatever, when they had like the list of aliens supposedly we've had contact with. One of them is a big hairy being, Chewbacca-esque thing. So that I would say could be plausible, but also, if they abduct humans, why wouldn't they abduct a Bigfoot to study them?
And I wonder if the person who saw that Chewbacca like Bigfoot, if all of a sudden, just out of from nowhere, it was like dun 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 dun.
Actually, I want to say there is a comic book out there where Han and Chewie they like warp drive or go into like some kind of portal, end up crashing in the Pacific Northwest, and Han ends up dying, being shot by the natives, and actually Chewbacca becomes the Bigfoot out there, and Indiana Jones ends up finding the Millennium Falcon. It's pretty
Oh
trippy.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds pretty trippy.
that'd be a cool comic book.
Hmm.
I definitely gonna search for that comic book. Hopefully, it's in the bestseller area right next to Searching for Sasquatch and the Hidden Treasure of Bigfoot Valley.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, what other areas have you gone to looking or searching?
So I've been all over North America. I've been to Michigan. I've been to Texas, Louisiana, the Ozarks, Pennsylvania. I've been to Florida a few times. I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Ohio, uh, Michigan, tons. The UP, like all up in that area. I've been to um, what other ones? I mean, there's been so many that I've been to. New York, um, the New York State, not the New York
City.
city.
Yeah.
Of course, when I was there, I did see quite a few people that did look like Sasquatch, actually. You know, but yeah, I've been Oregon, California, Washington. I live in British Columbia, about an hour and a half from Harrison Hot Springs, which is the epicenter of, you know, Sasquatch. Um, yeah, so the Rocky Mountains of uh, I've been to Colorado, to the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, I've been to a lot of places. I'm going to Louisiana again this summer, and then I'm going to England.
Hmm.
I may be going check out search for like the gray man of Scotland, which is like their Bigfoot creature,
Hmm.
right? And it might be easy to be able to find the gray man. I just run around going, "Where are you? Anyone for a cup of tea? Come on, gray man!" Right?
Hmm.
I have Earl Grey. Okay, bad joke. I know, bad joke. I know.
Well, yeah, they say, native legends say they used to trade with them, so, maybe you can draw them out, offering them something.
Like some Earl Grey.
Well, meat.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if you walk up to a Bigfoot? So I was in Oregon, and we're in like pretty deep in the forest, and we had climbed up this mountain, and no trails, and we just decided, like, we were on a um, like a logging road, and we decided to get out, and we decided to just go up the side of the mountain. It was all forest and whatnot, and we went up there, and then we we heard a growl or heard something that was kind of odd, and we heard something walk off. Then we walked, and then we found a trail that was up at the top, and we started. Well, it was like an animal trail or some kind of a trail. As we're walking, there was a fallen tree that, I guess, the, on top of this tree, like on this fallen tree, were, I think there was six like massive tree knots, and they looked like a bugle. You know, a bugle where you blow in the bugle.
Yeah.
Okay, that was bad. But anyway, it looked like a bugle, but it was a tree knot. So you got the knot, and then inside the tree, it goes really skinny, like almost like a triangle. And they were ripped out of the tree and placed right there as if it was like a gift for us. So we didn't know if it was a gift for us or it was something like if a creature had put it there to show us the strength that they had.
Yeah, I meant to ask you. You guys said saw like the X. What do you think that means? Because a lot of people have their different speculations.
Well, I mean, at this point, the only thing I can think of is it's a marker, either for us humans or for other Bigfoots, to either warn them that, listen, this is my territory, right?
Hmm.
And the reason why they can only do an X is they have a hell of a time trying to make a Z, right? So, you know, just keep falling over. But who knows? I mean, it could be either a saying, uh, because like I've seen tree structures where people think that they sleep there, but yet they're only like a few branches or a few little logs. And if it rained, you'd still get wet. I mean, heck, I could make a better fort or a tree structure that would keep me dry. So, what do you think?
Um, I mean, what I hear people go back and forth is that everyone can agree they're a marker of some kind, but what they debate is it a warning to us, or is it like them speaking to other people, like come this way, or if you keep following, you can, find something, or again, like you said, territory. I think they all kind of make some sense, but we won't really know unless we can ask one.
Well, I'm confused because, obviously in humanity, the X stands for, stop
Hmm.
or don't cross, right? I'm just wondering, how do these Bigfoot creatures learn the alphabet
Well,
and
I
to
mean,
know that an X, like, why an X? Like all of a sudden you walk into the forest, there's a giant, you know, W, right?
mhm.
Like, and it stands for like, why are the hell are you in my forest?
Yeah, I could definitely see it, either the warning to us or to other ones, but also being like, oh, if you follow all the X's, it'll lead you somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Trail markers or something.
I've seen some amazing structures though, like pretty amazing. But like I said, uh, none of them so far are weaved or woven tight enough to keep moisture out. None of them.
Hmm.
So it's very confusing to see that because why else would you spend time building this? I was just about to say, well, maybe because they got interrupted and they weren't able to finish it. But I have been in an area where there's like three of them within a radius of, like, you can almost see the other one from one. So you're looking at this one tree structure that looks almost like a beaver dam, but it's not quite, like, it won't keep you dry. And you look and you see another one that is, another 100 feet away. You walk up to that one and same thing, right? It's a really it's almost done. It's almost thick enough where if they only put some more leaves on top and threw some mud or stuff, that it would be waterproof. But and then you turn around and you're looking, there's another one. So my theory about being interrupted uh, is kind of out the door, because why would they stop building one just to move 100 feet over just to make another one that's, you know, doesn't do any purpose? So
Yeah,
it's very confusing, right? So so unless they're made by humans, right?
I'm sure some of them could
So
be hoaxes made done.
which is a big it's a big possibility for sure, like 100%,
Mhm.
right? It's I mean, who knows? I mean, unless I don't think I've interviewed anyone who actually said they physically saw um a Bigfoot building one. I haven't interviewed anyone with that. So
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. How they operate in that aspect.
yeah. Well, it looks like time is up now, my friend.
Yeah, we're up on about an hour. It was great to talk to you. I
Yeah,
try to find people with experiences that actually go out and look for these things. So it
yeah.
was pretty interesting. I have to definitely
Well,
check out
not
your.
me. All my experience is all green screen. I just kind of, just walking
Movie
around. There's a
magic.
Hilton right in front of me. Yeah, no, it was great talking to you. I'm glad that you had me on, and I hope people enjoy this podcast that you've done. I mean, people reach out to me. You can find me. I have Searching for Sasquatch on Facebook.
Mhm.
I also have uh, Jason Kenzie on TikTok, or you can find me on Searching Sasquatch on either TikTok. You can also find my website, searchingforsasquatch.ca. Uh, Instagram, I'm on there. You can find me there. In fact, if you just Google my name, if you just search my name, Jason Kenzie, Searching for Sasquatch, or Bigfoot Expeditions, or Jason Kenzie, is an idiot, you will find everything about me. You can even find my animal adventures. I have a web series that I did for 20 years called Jason Kenzie's uh, Amazing Animal Adventures. So it's behind the scenes of all my photo shoots that I did with all these animals, and you just get to see all the fun, lots of cute dogs, cute puppies, cute kittens. You'll see pet foxes, pet bobcats, and kangaroos, and alligators, crocodiles. Like, you find so many different things that I've done. You find news articles written about me. And yeah, so nice talking to you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I do hope people enjoy the show. I've gotten some
Yeah,
good feedback that it's at least interesting to listen to, which is
yeah,
nice.
that's good. That's good. Send me a link, and I'll post it for people to
Yeah, I'll get the
see
edit,
what I
try and
check
get the
out.
editing done this weekend. Maybe get it out
Yeah,
Monday or Tuesday.
yeah, that's perfect. Alex, I will talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
See ya.